about that enables all this racism, and stokes, you know, hateful black people to even hate white people more because it's just an easy target.
I gotta take a quick break. When I come back, I know that our time is pretty much up, but can I hold you over for a few more minutes?
No, I'd be happy to stay.
Okay, let me take a quick break. When I come back, too, folks, we are going to take your calls, all right? Let me take a break. Back in a moment. Amazing. What was out greeting the people somewhere, and this one lady tried to reach him when he was out there shaking hands, and as he was walking away, this one lady grabbed his hands, and the Pope got mad and slapped her on her hand, trying to make her let him go, and you can see the Pope. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, "Oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer." And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.
Why? But it still don't work.
Check out our Sunday service throwback post at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman.com/church.
Or maybe it do work.
Super chats and D lives in a minute. I am talking to one of the most amazing white men on this side of heaven. A man that's not afraid. He's like, whatever. He's out protesting and getting arrested. It's so good to see it. Owen Schwaryer is with me. He's the host of the War Room.
I guess that's the best it's gonna get.
Network. When is your listen to the show and all that good stuff?
PM weekdays. Video is the best place to go, and if you look on the right, or excuse me, the left side of the page, just look for my face. It's the War Room with Owen Schroyer, and I'm live 3 to 6 p.m. Central. The archives on the video, and then all the other reports I do out on the streets when the left attacks me, and it's always fun. I'm lucky enough to have Jesse Lee Peterson once a month.
Didn't have to do all that.
You have an amazing team. They are hardworking, people. I think that's amazing. You have a good team like that.
Yeah, they're here. Yeah, they're here. They got us started up here today. They worked probably more than any other team in media. It's quite a commitment.
So were you raised by father and mother?
Yes, I had my parents when I was growing up. I was lucky enough to attend private school most of my life. And, you know, I've actually seen both sides of the coin, Jesse, and this is why it's so funny when people come up and harass me and
Let's get the hell out of here.
when I grew up, and
more shotgun shells.
Grade school. We lived in a safe neighborhood, and every day. Personal life, but I've been on both sides. I went to my life. I took public transit to start my career. City development at a young age, and but yeah, I mean that's the issue I know you talk about a lot here too, Jesse, is just the nuclear family. So I'm glad that I'm glad that I got my ass and I misbehaved. And I mean, look, spoon over my feet. You know, and if the wooden spoon belt they broke, they'd get out the belt and hit me with that. You can't even do that these days. You know, that's not even. I think that's why these people going out the streets are behaving the way they are. They never got disciplined.
Yes.
Their parents never whooped their ass as a kid, and so now sadly the police have to play their daddy and throw them down to the ground and beat their ass.
What is a man?
You know, I think it depends on what time of life that they're in. I mean, a man could be, you know, I'm not married. Some people being a man would be a husband. For me right now, being a man is every day figuring out what God wants me to do and showing no fear, knowing God is behind me, having the courage to do the right thing. I think that really for me being a man, and I think this should translate throughout life, and I think this is how God intended it. This is why the women are nurturing and the men are a little more callous, is we have to be willing and able to face evil. We have to be willing and able to call out evil, and we have to be willing and able to step in front of evil as the defenders of our home, of our families, of our children, of our communities, of just anything, innocence, truth, justice. To me, that's at least my vision of being a man, is having that courage and then living as an example for other men, for young men, living as an example that they see, and they don't see laziness, they don't see slovenness, they don't see you know, whatever, dishonest, irresponsibility. So to me, that's what being a man means just at this point in my life.
And what is love?
A drug that you never want to take.
Somebody, please help me. I'm dying out here.
How are you gonna? Hey, look,
Please,
you know what? When you
help
find
me.
love, hold on to it. And love is what will heal all wounds. Love is what will bridge all gaps. And of course, that's right. God didn't want to make it easy to do that. There's a lot of sacrifice involved.
Man, I hate this guy.
A lot of selflessness involved. But it is ultimately, I think, the healer of all wounds. And for the ultimate human experience, what you want in your life is love.
Amazing. Nancy Pelosi was caught on camera the other day getting her hair done while shutting down beauty shops for normal people. She's getting her hair washed, hair done. What do you think about that? And how should the people react to that?
So this is the kind of stuff that I get into on the show, Jesse. I'll give you kind of a little bit of a taste. But when you watch the war,
damn nightmare.
you realize most of it is all remember, Jesse, a few weeks ago, Oprah came out with a new book.
Yeah,
Hear about this?
I did.
Cast?
Yes.
So what they're doing here, Jesse, is they've built the new caste system in the West. So basically, everything is shut down. It started with the, oh, you're essential, you're non-essential, right? Just to get people trained to say, oh, okay, I'm non-essential. I don't get to be free now, you know, oh, but, oh, he's essential. He's above me. So that was kind of the first building of the caste system. Essential,
You're heading to the land
so
of
now
context,
it's
aren't you?
there.
I was heading there myself until I wound up here and, well, simply lost my nerve.
Into
Take
actual
one look through that door and you'll see what I mean.
framework. I don't believe any of it's
I'm just going to wait out the catastrophe in here.
that's the
If
practice.
you intend to go on,
Okay, so
then I beg of
then
you,
they say, oh,
proceed with
Oprah's
extreme
like,
caution.
oh my gosh, it's a caste system against black people. But it's all people are being put into a caste system.
Yeah.
So it's Nancy Pelosi shutting down the beauty salons. She gets to be the top of the caste system. You, the low line, you know, the serf, you're down here. You don't get to get your hair dyed or whatever she was doing. And look at professional sports. I'm telling my audience members, and this is from one of the biggest sports left sports media, tune out of all professional sports.
Yes.
They've sold it loud. They need to have the message loud and clear that we want pro-God, pro-American professional sports in this country. But anyway, the sports is another example. Look at what's happening. The athletes get to play, right? The athletes get to play and make their millions. The broadcasters get to go on and make their millions. But you, the concession worker, you get nothing. You, the beer salesman, you get nothing. You, the ticket salesman, you get nothing. You, the box manager, you get nothing. So the people that work and that get their income off of professional sports, you get nothing. You're a little peon. You don't get any of that. And you, the fan, no, forget about you too. You're irrelevant. You're non-essential. So they're training us into this caste system right now. COVID is just the excuse. And Nancy Pelosi getting her haircut while you're
Well,
not
obviously.
allowed to open your beauty salon, you're not allowed to go to the beauty salon, is the living example, living caste system. Comes from India 100 years ago or so. Now they're implementing this. It's a social, economic triangle, if you will, pyramid system, which is so anti-American. It's crazy, Jesse, how anti-American this is.
Yes.
But that's what it is. It's a caste system, and it's the total opposite of what America used to be, Jesse, and that's rich people, poor people, middle-class people, black people, white people, brown people, short people, tall people, fat people, skinny people. We all go to the same restaurants. We all ride the same train. We all go to the same ballpark. That's America. Yeah, we've got all these different socioeconomic, classes and everything, but we're a melting pot. We all get along. We all use the same thing. So they're trying to destroy all of that and bring in the
shut up, Bowen.
caste system of a literal hierarchy, social economic hierarchy. And Nancy Pelosi gets to go get her hair cut. You don't.
That fat black radical lesbian mayor of Chicago, Lifewood, she did the same thing. She went and got her hair done, her fro. She got her fro done while no one else could get their fro done, right? And then on her street, she have protection on her but no one else can have it in Chicago. It's the same thing. And she black.
Yeah, they're doing that in Austin, too, where they defund the police, cut back all these different police programs and patrols, but the city council still gets their security, and the mayor still gets his security. It's sick. It's sick, Jesse.
So will we recover from this? Will America recover? Because I noticed that it was so easy to get the people to wear the mask outside and at the beach or wherever. The government said the mask. People put them on. And so now the government knows that it can easily control the people with fear. Will America recover from this?
This is my political opinion. The only way to recover from this is to face it head on. You can use the cancer analogy, if you will. If you ignore cancer, it's going to kill you. If you can cut the cancer out clean, then you can survive. But that's what this is, and it's in this current day and age. It's mostly the Democrat Party that is the cancer against America, and the only way, and it's the only way we can ever recover from this, Jesse, is to just face it head on, admit what it is,
Yeah.
and decide that we're going to cut it out of our life. And COVID is just one example. We have to admit what has happened here.
Yes.
We got massively hoaxed by the mainstream media. We got massively hoaxed by our health officials. We're getting massively boondoggled right now so that Bill Gates and vaccine manufacturers can make billions of dollars because people are going to line up to get a vaccine. We have to admit this. We have to admit that the COVID actually ended up killing 10,000 people, not 180,000 people. Most of those people had illness that ended up dying of COVID. So they were inflating the numbers. They used the mainstream media. We can take off by admitting the truth. We were hoaxed by the mainstream media. There is no reason to live in fear. If you have someone in your life that has pre-existing conditions and you want to make sure you don't get them sick, then take those precautions. Most people were already doing that anyway.
Yes.
If they have a relative or something like that. So that's just personal smartness. But we have to admit what this is. Same thing goes for all the rioting and everything in the streets. You want to stop that, you have to admit what's happening. You have to admit who's funding it. You have to admit who's fomenting it. But until you can admit the truth, you'll never be able to solve it. We can try to ignore it. We can try to get past it. We can try to say, oh, it's not as bad as they said. No. You have to face the evil head on. You have to admit what the evil is, and you have to cut it out entirely. That's the only way we can recover. I'm like 50-50 on if we can do that or not, Jesse.
I have two other quick, because I could go on and on with you, man. You're amazing. But I got two other quick questions. Number one, the American Conservative, in a recent article, asked, when is it okay to respond in violence to the destruction of civil society?
I think it's upon a community to decide. For example, if you made that question more personal and you said, when is it appropriate for you to respond to violence if somebody is destroying your, personal property, say invading your home or whatever?
Why is this not working today?
Or anybody would agree. Okay, someone comes in your home, is threatening you or your wife, your kids, you shoot them with a gun. Take them down, protect yourself.
Right.
It's a little more difficult to relate that to